Today we are checking out the SOOCOO C10 action camera, available for $80 on the GearBest website. That is gearbest.com. I will have both of those links in the description below, the link to the website as well as to this specific product here. So check it out and let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey guys, Dan here from DansTube.TV, and today we have a brand new episode. So sit back and enjoy the show. We are looking at an $80 action camera that houses a 1.5-inch high-resolution screen. The design is very similar to the GoPro Hero 4 range with the silver and the black. Very similar kind of dimensions here. It is a little bit thicker, and it also is a lot lighter as well. We did fit this camera in the Z1 Evolution gimbal, which is designed for a GoPro-sized camera. So if you think about it in that regard, the sizing is very similar. The 1.5-inch screen on the back is decent. It's not fantastic, it's not terrible, it's just decent, you know? It definitely is a handy feature to have a screen on the back, just allowing you to set up the framing and to just ensure that you are shooting the correct subject, or you have everything in frame and it looks really nice. One of the most important things about an action camera is its image quality, and as you can see from the video, the image quality is fantastic for an $80 action camera. This camera allows you to shoot at 1280 by 720p at 60 frames per second, which is decent, and the image quality, like I said, is pretty on point. Looking at the video, it isn't half bad for an $80 camera. I was definitely impressed at how well this camera held up. The exposure is set to auto and the focus is fixed. You can also take photos with this camera and it does a decent job. You have lots of different resolutions and settings for your photo and your videos, but the max photo setting is 12 megapixels, which is 4032 by 3024, which is a decent resolution, and the images look not half bad. They're quite crisp, so I'm relatively happy with the quality of the video and the photos with this awesome little camera here. One thing to steer clear of with this action camera here is audio. It just doesn't do a good job with audio. I have no idea what it does. It sometimes isolates the microphone and it's just completely blank, and then straight when you tap the camera, it's just boom, super loud, and it's just off-putting. You can't even use the audio. When I tried to talk to the camera, it wasn't 100%. I was a little too quiet, and you can tell that they've definitely cut corners in terms of the microphone on this camera here. Another really interesting feature that they had on this action camera is a zoom button. Now, I haven't seen many action cameras with a zoom button, and I guess that makes sense because an action camera is normally fixed. You're not really going to be playing around with the zoom or the focus too much, especially if it is a sports camera. This is normally fixed somewhere. There's not a cameraman operating it. It's just set up and you go about your everyday life doing whatever. And the zoom function, it works, but the quality just drops so drastically that the footage really isn't usable. So the zoom function is interesting, but not really 100% usable. This camera also offers Wi-Fi, so you can connect up to the application that's available in the Android and the iOS store, and you can transfer videos and photo files over to your smart device or your tablet. So that is insanely handy, and something that a lot of the lower end cameras don't really have available, so it's handy that they have the app. I want to put this into perspective for you guys. When I got the pack with the camera, I didn't actually realize that the battery was already inside the camera. It's literally that tiny and that lightweight. It's insane. And the battery is decent. It holds for quite a long time. I filmed for probably about an hour to an hour and a half the other day, and it got right down to the lower point, which basically I just had to charge it up, and I've probably got another hour out of my last filming session, so relatively decent in that regard. I feel like this little camera is marketed towards a first-time buyer, someone who has never owned an action camera before, and someone who wants to get into filming their sports or their activities throughout the day. The actual pack that arrives at your door is filled with goodies. Now, you have the waterproof casing, which the camera already sits in, which does an awesome job, and it's got the basic kind of GoPro mount, so you can use all of your GoPro accessories if you have any friends who own them, or you can search online for cheaper accessories. But the pack also includes heaps of different accessories, adhesive strips, and other random things in there, which is just so handy. This camera can also be used as a webcam as well as a car cam. So you can charge your camera while you're recording at the same time, which is perfect for a car camera. And it is a decent quality, so I guess it would do a good job in that kind of situation. The lens is also super wide, so it allows you to shoot 170 degrees, so quite a wide angle lens in that regard, and like I said, the design is very similar to the GoPro design, the Hero 4, the classic, the silver and the black. When you put this camera next to a GoPro, they definitely do have a remarkably similar design. And I do like that design. It's good that they've gone with that. It's a classic design, and it also allows them to use GoPro accessories as well. So that means that there are a library of accessories out there, as well as the included accessories. So like I said, for a first-time user, this is a fantastic little camera. I noticed that when you watch the video back, you do have a little bit of banding in the corners, so that kind of fisheye look, I guess, but it's not too noticeable. It's only noticeable when you make fast movements, or when you have like a building in the left-hand side of the screen and it kind of curves in the top left and bottom left-hand side when you're watching it back. You've also got to remember that this kind of camera is targeted at consumers who will maybe be just using it for family adventures and just using it to kind of capture those moments and memories. It's not necessarily going to be used to edit and upload onto YouTube, so I guess in that regard it's perfect for the target audience, and overall a fantastic price, so you can't go wrong with this. Highly recommend checking this out for a lower end action camera. Awesome price, great quality, and a powerful little unit with some great accessories. So I'd love to know what you think in the comments below, guys. Also let me know what you think of my interesting new introduction at the beginning of this video. But that's it. Make sure to have a fantastic day, guys, and peace out.